And that's what we are trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, that concern was raised because the medical professionals you've been speaking with have expressed concern that they went to another facility and they were simply asked to move to Korle-Bu. They weren't looked at, they weren't referred, they weren't even given a referral letter of any sort. They were simply asked to go to Korle-Bu.
Yes, so I think that we are having a series of trainings that let me even put this thing here. We put up some message that our treatment centers are rich and tender. In that light, some people were just moving straight to rich and tender that they want to screen for coronavirus. So I want to say that rich and tender are not screening centers; they are treatment centers. So let's say, assuming you go to a facility and a doctor suspects that you have coronavirus, they will take samples and let's say it's confirmed. Then you move to the treatment center. That's the algorithm that we are using. So what's happening in that facility is not what we expect. What we expect is that if you see a case that could be coronavirus, you put in the holding room, and then if you have the capacity to take samples, you call, and then the people who are trained, you take the samples based on the findings. Then you decide where the treatment center should be. So if you need to move the person, the ambulance will move the person to Tema or Bridge. So that's the arrangement that we have made.
Are we going to do any contact tracing to check who these people may have come into contact with, especially in the hospital at Korle-Bu where they went?
Yes. So we are asking, we do what we call the contact listing. So we're getting the list of all persons that have been close. And we do further than that. We talking more to them to know who their friends are, who their colleagues are. I mean, that's the way we do contact listing, and then you try to trace them for 14 days. But hopefully by noon, we'll get the results.
And that's when the contact tracing will begin?
No. We try to identify the contacts. That's the contact identification, and you list them, and then you start to do the follow-up. So it's a whole process.
Has it started?
Yes, we have asked them to start identifying the persons that they've come into contact with. So hopefully, by the end of the day, we'll get an idea who the contacts are, and then we'll now do the follow-up.
What advice do you have for someone listening now who may want to know how to keep safe from coronavirus?
I think that the preventive measures still remain. That we still are pushing for cough etiquette. We are still insisting on hand washing with soap and running water. What we want to say is that there can be a lot of fear and panic in the system. I think that let's stick to the cardinal rules. This is spread by droplet, and it's spread when you are within a distance of like a meter close. So when we are preaching or we are practicing cough etiquette, we are washing hands with soap and water. It reduces the chances of getting the infection. And we're also saying that we're going to make sure that we get enough protective equipment for the health staff. And then we're going to see how we can actually apply the case definition. And then we make sure that we have the capacity, the required support so that they can test. And then we can be sure of the situation. But currently, as I said, we tested the 6 suspected cases and they're all negative.
Okay.
But clearly, if you look at the case definition, they don't really fit. But as I said, we still want to err on the side of caution to be sure that we don't have the disease in the country.
Dr. Siedo, just hold on a moment for me. Let's go to the other line and invite Dr. Philip Amo, who is a public health consultant and head of the public health department at Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital, into the conversation. Dr. Amo, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
So you were there at the A&E last night when these gentlemen reported.
Right.
Tell us what happened.
All right. So around 3 p.m., our attention was drawn to 2 gentlemen who arrived at the Accident and Emergency Center wearing the mask. And upon interrogation, they indicated that they were directed to Korle-Bu Emergency and that they had just returned from Principe and Sao Tome, and from Monday they were not feeling too well, so they've kept to themselves, and they were reporting primarily because they were afraid they may be having meningitis. So the triage team on duty, using our criteria for alert, detected that one came from China. One of the gentlemen came from China on the 24th of January. So when that happened, and the symptoms they were presenting with, the triage team elevated the alert system, and that triggered cascade of responses, and the epidemic team was called to the site. So that's when we stepped in, to deal with the situation yesterday.
Okay. So this gives us a bit of a clear image. When you realize that you may be dealing with coronavirus, you move them to a holding room. What happened?
All right. So the history is this, clearly, so that everybody will be clear. The two gentlemen, one is an Argentinian or from
Argentina.
Argentine, thank you. And he's a 25-year-old gentleman. He came from Shanghai on the 24th of January, 2020, and came into residence with a Chinese national, and both of them lived together in one room. They were roommates at Osu. So on the 24th, when the Argentine came from Shanghai, they both left to Principe and Sao Tome. That 25th, that's the following day, and returned back to Ghana on the 27th. No, they came back to Ghana on the 1st of February. Okay. That was Saturday.
Okay.
All right. And on Monday, which is 3rd February, both of them started having this we call them constitutional symptoms: headache, general malaise, not feeling well, bodily pain, neck pain, low back pain, fatigue. Some of them had chest tightness. One of them had a nasal discharge and mild cold. So that is the travel history that made us, because we wouldn't have naturally, the symptoms there does not suggest anything to your body.
Okay.
Because of the
travel history that made you suspect. So then, what's their current condition?
Right. So yesterday, we've been monitoring their temperature so far. When they came in, the temperature was normal, but we didn't track that. So we had to follow judiciously, taking regular temperatures. And so far, up to this morning, the temperature had been normal. The condition of the two of them hadn't changed much. The symptoms have not worsened. So that gives us some relief. What we did was to hold them at the holding bay until we sort out a few things, and then we sent them to an isolation room, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah, but the problem is, by walking into the holding bay of a national strategic center like Korle-Bu, where we have very complicated patients moving from all over the country. In the night, if you come to Korle-Bu, it's no joke. That whole area was on lockdown yesterday. Up to this morning, the whole place has been locked down. No new patient. Yesterday night there was, hard work to rearrange the system, the flow, and everything was done. as it should be so that we will minimize contamination. This morning we are on Noguchi because we need the result as quickly as possible to forestall any further delay.
When did the samples get to Noguchi?
Around 6 p.m. yesterday.
So we understand the test kits take 6 hours. Should we not have had the results by now?
No. So the processing, you see, yeah, there's difference between talk and actual thing, practice. Ghanaians like, smooth, but they are also having the test situation now. This is the first time they are being challenged with this corona. So we believe that by 9 a.m., we have been assured by 9 a.m. they will have the breakthrough. Meanwhile, they've instructed that another sample be taken. So that's what we are taking right now. And that will also get to Noguchi in about 30 minutes time. So just to be absolutely sure, what's going on.
So by when will things return to normal at Korle-Bu?
We believe that around 12 midday, between 12 and 1, we should be through. And the situation would have been worse, except for the fact that Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital, being a national strategic asset, on Monday, 3rd February, activated its epidemic preparedness strategy for the hospital, readying the whole hospital, checking the flow, making sure that logistics are in place. So that helped us a lot to do what we did yesterday, right. Not to put, so much hospital into pandemonium. However, there are key challenges. Korle-Bu is a very busy environment, very sick people. When people are suspected, they are supposed to be sent away immediately to a central holding bay. So by activating the system, we check on the holding bay. The holding bay is in a state of use now. And we've appealed to national level, to come in and help Korle-Bu. Normally, you all heard that some money has been released by Ministry of Finance to help, in
combat coronavirus, the 2.5 million.
Yes, but normally what happens is you will see all this all kinds of structures. Oh, we have Greater Accra team, we have this one team. National, some virtual things going on, and the whole money get blown up. And the actual things that should have been thoughtfully and systematically put on the ground to deal with the issue. For example, all these things going on, Korle-Bu is not part of the. Meanwhile, Korle-Bu is a national strategic asset. When people walk into, other clinic and they suspect, they will not talk. They will send them like they send these 2 gentlemen to Korle-Bu. And if Korle-Bu is not helped to be able to pick up these people quickly and move them away from the crowd. Yesterday night, it was very sad to see. When referrals were coming, serious cases we should have taken care of. Most of them is a sentence of death when Korle-Bu returns them. They have nowhere going. All these big hospitals talking, it's English they are talking. When the real thing comes in the night and you come to Korle-Bu Emergency Center and you see the cases pouring, you will feel very sorry for us. So I'm pleading with the ministry through your medium that let's stop this national, we have this one, regional, this virtual kind of thing. At the end of the day, that does not dovetail down to practical issues on the ground. Korle-Bu will have to be prioritized, and our central holding bay we should be helped to put our central holding bay into shape so that any case arriving in Korle-Bu is moved away from the active, busy area, not to bring the whole situation under lockdown like we have seen from yesterday up to now. It's a very sad and pathetic situation. I also plead, let us do real thing. Ghana, let us do all, people who have power over national resources. Let's do real thing rather than this cosmetic. You see them, I think, running around like this thing has happened. You see all kinds of people wearing coat. People made themselves spokes agents all over the place. this 2.5 million will get dissipated in no time, and nothing concrete happens on the ground, and then we'll be back to square one, like happening with the Ebola preparation and so on. So all philanthropists and whatever, please, let's come on board and help Korle-Bu to pull this central holding base. So we'll move patients away, as the other national, structures are being sorted out. Korle-Bu is a national asset, and certainly, no matter what happens, other hospitals could be designated as coronavirus centers, but it's not. You'll be surprised.
In practice, people will bring the cases to Korle-Bu. So, with the current arrangements, Doc, with the current arrangements, would you say that the health professionals at Korle-Bu are safe?
As I told you, we activated the system on Monday. So that moved logistics, the protective gear, down to bay. So yesterday it was beautiful sight to see. Within a matter of 30 minutes, all the health professionals were provided with a mask. Those who have who need close contact with the patient were given the advanced version. But again, the supplies will dwindle in no time from what we saw yesterday. So again, we will need the supplies of the protective equipment and the training. You see, yesterday I saw something very funny, and we all health professionals. This advice to help all health professionals. You see, there's something we call malicious panic. You see, panic that is not founded on anything. Just people want to go home. Sometimes, I'm not saying all, but it's sad. It's sad. We can't run.
What happened, Doc? What happened when this malicious panic took over?
I mean, what do you expect? This one we shall say, I have little children. This one we shall have this. So, and disappear from the scene. You see,
your colleagues.
Oh, why not? I mean, yes, because again, uncertainties and so on and so on. That is the reason why, as soon as the epidemic steps into the environment, the case needed to be moved away quickly from routine sites, so that, whatever it is, we move the patient from the general areas immediately. And that is why I'm using your media again. Minister of Health, the finance minister, deploy some funds to help Korle-Bu put up its central, holding base. Even though you've designated other sites as corona center, it's a joke. When push comes to shove, look, from Ebola, H1N1, SARS, cholera, it's Korle-Bu that runs the show. You see, so, but then they'll go and dissipate money, structures somewhere, you don't even know the head and tail of it. Let's stop this joke in this country. It's sad for some of us, to be doing things this way. 2.5 million is quite a money, but you see how, people will be gyrating around the money, and in no time it will run out. Nothing concrete on the ground.
Hello, Doc. This is Kojo. I've been listening to everything you're educating us on, and I'm wondering about those who were caught in the lockdown last night.
Yeah.
Now, what's going to happen to them? Have you set them free and sent them home, or are you going to keep them on lockdown for a while longer?
Yeah. Okay. So there are people who had direct contact with the patient within 6 feet. 1 to 2 meter, came to 1 to 2 meter radius. Those people have been identified, and they are on our database for monitoring. Now, the issue now is the confirmation of the case is very critical to us. We've given them the necessary precaution. The actual thing that those who interrogated the patient first, they were about two of them. They were not aware, but all the rest were in protective gear to some level. Okay, so we are not worried about. So it's the 2 persons that we are watching very closely. They've been advised to, go into what self-isolation more or less until by noon today. So those are critical. But the lockdown affected all the activities, operations in the emergency room. No new people are accepted in the no admissions are done, and patients are being organized to be moved away quickly from the those zones.
Now, thank you for that. Dr. Bequin is on the line as well. And Doc, listening to what is happening in Korle-Bu, are you thinking that perhaps the Ghana Health Service missed a trick by not including Korle-Bu in your plans and ensuring that they are properly positioned to help in this cause?
No, let me say that in talking about public health emergency, we work by thematic areas, and for case management, we have people from Korle-Bu. So we don't look at Ghana Health Service as an entity. We are looking at the expertise in the country. So we work by thematic areas. So if you talk about case management, apparently this case was actually reported to me by a colleague who is a member of the case management team. So you look at the expertise that exists in that light. So we look at surveillance, which are the experts in it. Look at case management, which are the experts in it. We look at which community, who are the experts in it. So it's a mixture of people in Korle-Bu, people of CDC, WHO, Ghana Health Service. That's the way we work. But let me say that when you talk about public health emergency, you designate facilities, centers. So for a start, you've designated STEMA and average. The Korle-Bu has not been ignored. If you listen to the minister's press briefing, you realize that Korle-Bu and that East has been added. And then that you need to look at what facilities exist there and how they can be upgraded. So there's nothing like we are ignoring Korle-Bu or no. That's not the way it works.
But how come Korle-Bu doesn't know that they've been added? I mean, you've got the doctor right there on the phone telling you that they have been excluded. How come they don't know that they've been added?
No, that's what I'm saying. That is you see, if you look at it, I think there is consistency in the minister's speech over the period that we have designated, and that has been Tema has been the designated infectious disease center since Ebola time. So they have a special big facility that handles highly infectious patients, and that has not changed. But the issue is that Ghana needs to have an infectious disease hospital, which you don't have. So Korle-Bu is a specialized hospital. It's a different entity, but it's talking about infections. So the idea is that if you have this kind of highly infectious disease conditions, where do you manage them? You don't have to put all the burden on Korle-Bu. Korle-Bu has the expertise, but if you have the cases, where will you manage them? That is the thinking. So clearly, you are going to be at what Korle-Bu has. How can it be supported to handle the cases? But then let's not push all the attention on Korle-Bu. Like Korle-Bu has other things about oncology issues to handle. So not that you try to push everything to Korle-Bu. That's not the thinking.
So since you've added Korle-Bu, Doc, to the number of hospitals with the Ghana East Hospital, what exactly is being done there to prepare them for this outbreak, for this disease?
What I said is that for a start, we're going to look at the existing facilities that exist and how that can be upgraded. So, but what we have is STEMA and RICH, they are ready. People have been trained. I think you mentioned that people need to be trained.
Which existing facilities have you identified for upgrade at Korle-Bu?
No, I think maybe you don't get it. What I'm saying is that we have designated RICH and STEMA, and they are ready. Korle-Bu needs to look at and then what do you need to put in place to make sure that it's up to the standard. I mean, let me say that when you talk about public emergency, it's a whole process. You look at what you have and how they can be upgraded. I mean, that's why in China I put down hospital. So you don't force to see that Korle-Bu start. You need to look at what Korle-Bu has.
Okay.
What can be done to make sure that it gets to the level that you think that you can handle coronavirus infection. I mean, that's the thinking that you need to go about it.
Okay, well, Doc, you said that Korle-Bu has been added.
Pardon?
Doc, you said that Korle-Bu has been added.
what I'm saying is that you see, it's a sequence. So you need to designate. When you designate, then you try to see, okay, when I have cases, I would like to teach them here. You look at it, what you have to put in place to make sure that it fits the purpose. That is the thing. So that's why I said now we started with Stella and Rich. The two are ready. You don't go to look at that. It's going to look at Korle-Bu. What is there that you need to. So that is the thinking of the whole idea of managing this housing. That is, I think, it goes across several countries. You need to designate facilities based on expertise, based on the infrastructure, and say, okay, I want to manage my cases here. And you look at it. So you need to assess by readiness. You didn't have the expertise. You have not been trained. You didn't have the physical. I mean, that is what we are going to do. So Korle-Bu is going to look at. Do they have that holding place? Is that they have a space? Do they have beds? And you go with that to say, okay, if I have cases that can move away from thermal rate, my next course will be Korle-Bu. I mean, that is the way you go about it. So that's the process.
Okay, so and now
let me say that. You see, I don't know what 2.5 million is, but it's about $500,000. It's $500,000. Managing an outbreak like this, that is not any gargantuan amount to talk about. Yes, let me be clear. If you are buying in PPEs, 10,000 of them will take about just a third of the money off. So there's nothing like some money. I think yesterday we had a meeting with the partners. The idea is that we need to have a very comprehensive plan, very detailed, that all support could be given that we can do more than we are doing. So I think that let's all put our heads together. And as I keep on saying, it's more cohesion, it's more partnership, involving the health sector, involving the general public, that we can actually address. But I want to stress one thing. This approach is not to say that Ghana cannot get a case. Our approach is to detect the case early and contain it. That is the approach for the country. So if you get a case one in Ghana, it doesn't mean that
right.
It means that the system is working. So I want to stress that our focus is early detection and containment.
Dr. Jedebekwe, thank you so much. Let me give a quick final word to Dr. Amo on this one. Dr. Amo, you raised specific concerns. Dr. Jedebekwe sought to address them. What's your final word? Are you satisfied with what you've heard?
Right. So, we are all working together. But as I said, Korle-Bu is a strategic asset. So, some dedicated attention must be given to Korle-Bu. At the end of the day, the expertise are here. You see, the expertise that, will handle most complex cases in Ghana are located in Korle-Bu. So I'm just pleading that much as we do the general preparation around in all facilities and all the Ministry of Health structure, Korle-Bu must be given some attention, because this is not, sooner or later, you have all kinds of people coming in. We had a call yesterday that somebody want to lift some people from Wuhan for some job in Ghana and so on and so forth. All this, I know that authorities will block that immediately once it comes to their attention. But if somebody leaks through the